go.
Good morning and welcome. Happy Monday, everybody. July 21st. It's the great Mattsby and Tracker. Did you have a good weekend, Tracker?
I had a very lovely weekend. Thank you for asking. It was
Nice.
super lovely. It was so relaxing. Maybe too little relaxing. I should have done more charts, but I'm going to take it this week.
Fair enough.
Either now at this point, either some of the charts, everything that everyone was worried about on Friday, they're no longer worried about this morning, so I don't have to worry about those charts. So sometimes these problems just take care of themselves.
Oh, yeah.
Well, with that said, wait, no. How was your weekend first? I'll be rude.
Oh, that's fine.
Nice.
Tried to just relax a little bit more, eat some good Chinese food. Yeah, that was delicious. Yeah.
Very nice. It's nice. It's funny that you ate the good Chinese food because my father used to always say, there's no such thing as bad Chinese food. Like he would rather eat bad Chinese food than anything else.
Like Panda Express? No.
They didn't have Panda Express back then.
Yeah.
There were still mom and pop places in America.
Fair
All right.
enough.
Well, with that said, let's look at the Panda Express Index.
The SPY.
SPY.
Yeah, we'll look over week, and we can see that the SPY actually had an all-time high weekly candle close on Friday, and we're getting some continuation to the upside. So I think this maybe has potential to continue to the 1.272 fib before any kind of major correction. I mean, we'll find out, but being in the middle of a range, it's a little bit more iffy on which direction it wants to go first before it continues higher, but right now, it's going up a little bit, so we'll watch for more continuation. And if day over day we keep going higher, then just don't fight the trend. The trend is your friend. And QQQ also is going up a little bit pre-market, had the highest weekly candle close ever last week as well. The 1.272 is going to be the next high time frame resistance, the 578 to 46, which also means the high time frame support would be right down there at the 540, and the conversion line still way down there too at 535. So we are getting a little bit overextended on the weekly chart, but sometimes those overextensions can last a while. And the IWM still inside the clouds, still underneath the 786, still looking for a potential breakout of that 226.74. That's going to be on my radar for the upcoming future until it breaks. And once that 786 breaks, then we'll see some more excitement in IWM and the small caps and more risk on, I believe. So range bound, but it's looking like it could be breaking out sooner than later. And Bitcoin is looking good, right? We had another weekly candle close that did close above the arc again. Actually, even last week, it went to back test it as well. So we're in that same range as last week, where support technically is around the 115,000 zone, and resistance is going to be basically the let me just go to the log scale chart to show you here the 1.414 log base fibbed 128 to 101. That's the range, really, 115, 128. So it's kind of a big range. Also, the conversion line is down there at 110 as well. If there were some kind of liquidity grab, it could go down there and flush people out and go grab it before continuing higher. So bullish chart, it's just looking to continue to resistance, and the closer it gets there, the more cautious I'll get until there could be a breakout. Uh-oh, Tracker muted himself again. Oh, no.
I did. I muted myself again. I'm sorry. All right, Bitcoin. Let's see. I got one of those charts. So over the weekend, I made this chart that I published for everybody to see. It's a log scale Gann chart that I don't think Matt even got to see this unless he happened to see that post I wrote. It has a really nice movement here. I just kind of ignored this little bit up here where it was $10, then went to $2. But $2, well, Matt's seen this one. What am I saying? The part he hasn't seen is I just took this little bit of price action right here, and I copy pasted it and put the bars right there. And so this is what it could look like as it goes from 118,000 to 10 times that to like over a million. There's a 1.123 million. Kind of crazy to think that it could do that between now and 2027. Maybe it won't do that. Maybe it'll take it all the way till 2028 to do it. But it's just pretty wild. I mean, maybe it'll just do that instead. Maybe it'll just keep riding this Gann diagonal. Anyway, closer up. Do I have a closer up chart? Not ready. I can just show you on this chart. No, I can't show you on this chart. Never mind. I've got another. You know what happened is I had it and I did this DYNX for Rumble Belly here. Let's talk about DYNX for a second, and I'll circle back to Tesla. So DYNX, I've never seen this chart before. I pulled it up and said, Mattsby, how am I supposed to chart this? It's just a horizontal line and a vertical line. That's all there is to it. Let me turn this off so you could see. No, don't delete it. What have I done? Anyway, it was just a horizontal line and a vertical line. Pretty funny. So I went in and I said, okay, look, let's do this. Let's do from this previous low right here at 976 to the previous high at 1048, and we'll make that 0 to 100%. And then look at what I did next. I basically took a fib retracement and I pulled it from the 0. And I kept pulling it until this 1111 down here equaled the 100% up there. And so then that is actually this one right. No. Oh, it's on there now. There it is. 1111 is the 1048 is now the 100%. And so the chart just gets bigger this way. And this is all still linear scale. No, I'm sorry. It is log scale. So let's back up. And then now we can look at the price action that we had on a 1 hour chart because it's all just happening so quickly. And look what it did. It ran all the way up. It jumped over the 50%. Remember that really important 50% fib? It's like if things get, usually things get stuck under the 50% and spend some time down here. This leapt over the top of 50%, went all the way to the 24618 right here, 24618 fib, and then right back down to the 50% level. So now it's going to rebuild the whole thing. It's still, as long as it stays over 1301, it's going to want to go to 1487 next. And then, but if it does lose the 50%, if it loses $13.01, it's going to go back to 1166. If it loses that, it goes back to the 1111 again. But so far, as long as it stays over 1301, let's see how price percentage wise. I mean, it's crazy if you bought this on Friday to what it's done now. But that is, it's the wrong thing. Price bottom. So it's only 13% to the wave 1. This wave 5 is equally kind of boring now. But the exciting thing is that this is just the next stepping stone. So 54% to this wave 5. Then it does an ABC down. And then the next thing it's going to try to do is get up to this 3618. And then it's going to try to get up to, that's as high as this one goes. How quaint. Let's see. Let's do the super projection, but on the right side. Oh, no, but then it's got to be log scale. I'm sorry, I'm getting way into this thing. I just kind of got excited. I get excited when I see a brand new chart out of nowhere. So yeah, it's going to want to go to the 2618 and then 3618 and the 4618. You can see it goes $37, $61, $103. So yeah, then it gets exciting. So where prices now, even though it feels late compared to Friday, it's still early compared to the future when it says like the 4618 is 704% higher and the 618. No, I don't have the 618. Anyway, you get the idea. All right. Let's see. I promised. Let's go to Bitcoin on this one now. Jumping around because I didn't want to mess up my DYNX chart just to show Bitcoin, which actually most everyone else cares about and not. Okay, so I think the next resistance test, did we already hit it? No. Back to the 121,714. And then, I mean, you can see it's pretty much built the base here on the larger degree 382. So, gosh, I think it just wants to go on up to, yeah, I can't remember where I got this from. It's going to go towards 129,000 at this 50% level. So probably I've got this idea that maybe goes to, gosh, I deleted these fibs, to this blue band and then back down. It gets sent back down again. I don't want to see that. Maybe the 382 holds up. Maybe it does this 618382. Oh, I would like that. That's 142,000. Ooh, no, I don't want to see that. Back to 116,000. That'd be crazy. I don't know. It's oscillating. Look, the thing is it's going to go to 102,000 next. That's my major wave 3. So maybe just like everything else, don't trade in and out of it too much, because I'm not really sure what the oscillation of this swing in between is going to be, but I know it's going to go to 150,000 next. Okay, Tesla. I posted a Tesla chart this morning. Is it this one? No, this is something I did for something else. Come on. Maybe it's on Grok. Anyway. Sorry, I've got all these tabs, but they're like all used for stuff. So I like have only so much space. Oh, this is this chart. Well, anyway, I just see Tesla's going to. I'm looking. Where is that chart? Darn it! Hang on. Maybe it's this one. Come on, be it. This is the one I just left. All right, it's got to be this one then. It's this one right here. Sorry, guys. 8:41. I'm burning up time. Precious, precious time. But I do, basically, I just see Tesla is going to fake you out again. It's going to jump up. It's jumped up already, right? And it's going to jump back down again just before the earnings report. So look for like 354, maybe like by tomorrow or Wednesday. And then maybe like at 4 p.m., it's at 341. And then you see it suddenly jump down to 321 at 4:01 p.m. on Wednesday. And then the actual earnings come out and it starts to recover really fast. Then Elon talks. And then we're past 354 and we're headed towards 420.69. So yeah, I'm looking for a big surprise to the upside on earnings. Sorry, it took me all that just to tell you that. All right, back to you, Matt.
Yeah, let me just go to my Tesla chart for you guys. And if you guys watched the weekly update on Friday or Saturday that I did, I basically said it's probably going to just continue the journey higher. And sure enough, we're getting that kind of gap up this morning. And how high can it really go? I mean, you got the linear scale fibs over here for Tesla, and we can see that the 786, wherever that might be, fib retracement, there it is. The 786 is coming up. So if you're looking for some kind of resistance coming up, maybe it's going to be the 347, maybe it's going to be the 358 again. But until it breaks this zone, can't really get too much more bullish than that. But support has been holding, right? The trend has been a breakout to the 786, go back to the 618, multiple weeks, right? Maybe, yeah, a total of 4 weeks it went down there. So that has been the trend and that has been support. And now we're actually looking at price trying to stabilize above the 321. So we're range bound right now between the 321 and the 347. So that's the range, and that's not going to change until either level breaks. And I do have also a Rocket Lab chart to RKLB, and this one broke out, right? It broke out above a lot of levels, and I mentioned many times before how once it got above this angle, how that would probably just continue to melt up, because that's kind of your momentum indicator. And sure enough, it was a previous support before right here. It was lost right there back in February. Now it regained it. And then that angle just shot it straight up past the 1.414. And if you're looking at a support zone, that's it, right? 45.21. This is something I would not be chasing up here. This is something that could retrace very easily to the 45s or even back down to that angle too, before it really wants to continue to the 1.618. So it had a very explosive move, up 30%, then the weeks before 9% and 17% and all of that. So it's just a melt up. But now it's kind of like getting a little bit overextended. So just a little caution there, because a retest into the 40s, again, 45 or lower, could be possible before continuing the journey higher. And let's just take a look at MSTR as well. And yeah, still above the conversion line, still above all that stuff. We did get a candle close below that 441 that I was talking about on Friday. And I wanted to see that 441.06 close above. It did not. We did not get our highest weekly candle close ever last Friday. It got so close, but they just sold it off right before. So are we going to blast off into space right now? Maybe not, right? Maybe this 441 is going to be some kind of a resistance now. So we'll have to pay attention to that level. And that means we're kind of range bound for MSTR. Maybe even back to the low 400s is possible for a back test of support before breaking out. But I guess that depends on if Bitcoin wants to go back down to like the 115,000 or so, or even the 110,000. If that happened, then MicroStrategy would retest. But this is a very, very bullish chart still. Just can't break above this resistance yet. So that's going to be the target for 41. All right, Tracker, back to you.
Thank you. I am muted.
Nice. Congratulations.
All right, I wanted to show this and get your take on this. See what you think, Matt. So here's SMH, DYNX Semiconductor. I'm thinking it wants to run to 316.60. That's this 1168 based off of there's 0 and 100%'s backward. No, 100%'s right here-ish. Right. Oh, right. These ones right there. So I think it wants to go 316.60, then get rejected, and then look out. It closes this gap down here to the 7071 at 224.61. Or gosh, even the 618. But like if it breaks through this, I wonder if it's going to spend a bunch of time down here. But I've got I'll look out on my chart after 316.60. I don't know. What do you think, Matt? Do you think it might do some? If it oscillates this high, then maybe it's going to oscillate back this low and close that gap. Then get right back on top of it real quick. This was like a wick, and that's back over 240.36 pretty fast, and then it continues higher. Does it look plausible on your chart?
SMH down to 230. I don't know if I see that. I see maybe back down to the 280s or 270s, but I don't know about the 230s.
So he's got an important support level right around where this wick was resistance. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I guess not all gaps get filled. I was just worried about that. Keep that in mind. So with that said, let's look at SoFi. It's a 1 weekly chart. Oh, look, we've already gotten to the 100%. Let's do 16 hours, not minutes. So I think it's probably already topped out for SoFi right here at the 786 at 23.12. And it's going to want to test back probably to right where this moving average 75 on the 16-hour chart is coming up to. So look for probably, maybe this 886 holds it at $17. That seems like that's possible. I mean, it would be reasonable for it to test back to 1625, hit the top of this 50% fib before going higher, sort of a red fib, then action. So somewhere between 17 and 1625, and then it goes higher. It's on a much longer time scale, apparently, the way I drew this. Then, yeah, it gets all the wave 3, which runs up to this 138.2% fib extension, about $27.95. That's just coming back. It's just failing to get to the previous 100% level back here in February 2021. All right, but yeah, SoFi's definitely in an uptrend. Just look out; it looks pretty hot. AMD, my AMD chart. This is really nice. I talked about 142 for the longest time, and then now we surpassed it. I was looking for it to get to this 382 at minimum. Then if that was the resistance to go back to the 236, and we blew through it. We spent a little bit of time with 382, just enough to make me think it was going back to the 236. But then it blew through that. So it paused at this 50% level. It could go back to the 382, but usually at this point, I just say, wow, it's really bullish. I would say at minimum, it wants to go to the 618, maybe the 786 here at 189.62. But about 182.75 next is where I think this wants to go. And that's just about 15% higher. Then the 618.382 is the flavor of 2025. So if it did the 618.182, it gets sent back to 141.98 to test as its support before going higher to the 1382 at 314.71. And from where price is right now, that's like 100% higher. From the 382, that's about 120% higher. All right, back to you, Matt. That's a good start up there.
Yeah, let's go take a look here at let's see. Oh, I see some cryptos requests coming through, so we'll do Chainlink here.
Oh, yeah, I want to see Doge.
Chainlink and some Doji.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so here's Chainlink, and we can see that price is actually entering the cloud now, which is fantastic. And it had a very beautiful weekly candle close yesterday, but back above the baseline, but did not make it into the cloud. So we'll see if it can stay in the cloud the whole week as a potential support around 1950s. And if so, guess what? Next resistance, 61, the 618 up here, 2111. And once it breaks above that, then it's kind of got the clear sights to the 25. But we're kind of in a range right now. And I'm not convinced yet that it wants to break this 2111. So range bound, mid 19s, maybe down to the low 19s is support, and 2111 is resistance. Even if it wanted to retest the baseline, that's fine too at 1825. But its bullish developments is breaking one resistance level at a time, just like I liked. And now we can see maybe some consolidation at a higher level before it's ready to break out. And Dogecoin, we can see that price is not inside the cloud yet. It is trying to get more bullish, but the main thing I'm focused on now, it's back above the 618, which is 26.2 or 0.2626. Yeah, just stay above that, and it'll be able to break inside the cloud and get to the 30s and the 40s above. So another bullish development for Dogecoin as well. I see Solana, that had a great weekly candle close too. We can see that it did actually even open a new candle back above the baseline and the 886. So I'll be watching that 174.77 as a potential support. And it's trying to break my arc right now. And the last time it did that, the last few times, it just was kind of a couple of fake outs above it. So let's see if this could be the real deal this time. Maybe flip that arc to a support around 188. If so, can continue the journey higher, but at least stay above 174. That'll be bullish for the continuation. So yeah, Solana is looking better and better as well. So very, 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 very nice chart for that. And I think that's all the crypto I see here for right now. Oh, TRX. I see a TRX. I think that's crypto.
T-Rex with tiny little arms. You know, Japanese, the dinosaurs, they say Gao.
Gao. Fair enough. All right, here's TRX real quick. And this is the 1.414. That's the 3186. And guess what? It's still resistance because it could not break above back in December of last year, and it can't break above now. So it's stuck. It's really stuck in a tight range, and it's been kind of just a slow grind higher. But the main thing I'll be watching is maybe that conversion line down there, that 29 cent zone. Stay above that, then perhaps it'll have the opportunity to break free of that 31, but it can't get more bullish until it breaks free of that 0.3186. And lastly, you're sneaking in AVAX there before we go back to stocks. AVAX, yeah, very, very nice weekly candle close too. And I just want to point out that it is trying to break above this 382 right now. And
I see a W for winning.
Yeah, it is a W for winning. It's trying to break above the conversion or the baseline and that 382 right now, which is 2553 and 2542. So that's going to be the target, right? Because it has not really flipped that to a support in a long, long time. So getting back above it is a big deal. So we're going to pay attention to that for the whole week, 2553. And then you got more resistance at 26, 28, and the 30s above. So fantastic development there. All right, back to you, Tracker.
All right, up next, I've got Metaplanet, MTPLF. And, you know, I might actually have to buy some of this. I had some at like $10 and something, and it was supposed to be a short trade, and I messed it up. And anyway, it owes me some money. Let's just put it that way. And I've told you before in the show and other shows like the Triumvirate, whenever price has these big gaps, it's because it's in a real hurry to get somewhere. And in this case, Metaplanet was in a real hurry to put in its 100% fib and then retest the 2929. And here it is right here. And then it has trouble with the 50% retracement right here. Since back, but the 382 holds it like a champ and sends it back up again. And then we get a wick to 786, back down to the 618 holds it. And then it gaps up to see if it can get to the 889, but no, it makes this little floating island just under the 786. See how these red fibs work? The color coding is on purpose. The red fibs are important support and resistances, but usually once passed, they don't go past them again. So see, once we got past the 2929, the 50% was sort of the limit. I mean, after the 100% and the retrace. And then now. It couldn't get over the 786 and it gets sent back to the 50%. And that's where we are right now. Around just on the top of the 881 is support now. So it should blow through the 786 next time. And maybe the 1168, I've kind of probably jumped the gun a little bit here. Only slightly, though. I mean, I'd say from here, it's probably going to do something like bing, bada boom, bada, bing, bang, boom, like that. So like your 5 waves inside of from subwave 2 to all of wave 3 will look something almost exactly like that, actually. So yeah, floating island, just like we had island bottom in Tesla. Does the same thing when it's on top, sends it back down. But this should be it. I mean, this is where I'm going to buy. This is not financial advice for you guys, but I'm going to buy some MTPLF for around here and then see if I can get 145% higher to the wave 3. And if I just hold this and don't trade it, then I could actually see 315% higher to the wave 5 top up here. Really the 2618. I've got 2236, but no, it should really be the 2618, 3928. I've got these two marked there. All right, that's Metaplanet. Let's see what's next. Oh, HIMS. Rumble Building wants HIMS. I kind of want to see HIMS too. Now, HIMS, the stock, has been kind of in a slump, right? It got really hot and really exciting. They ran it all the way up the flagpole to the 100%, tested back to the 50%. See, here's that 50% fib again. Kind of a wick above the 886, but it couldn't hold it at all. Sent it right back down to 50%. Could not put in a higher high than the 886. And then it just completely lost it all the way back through the 297, through the 50%, through the 29732, sends it all the way back to 11.4. And so that's great. That's just enough to make everyone just like, tear all their dog track tickets and throw them on the ground and swear they'll never bet again. And then, but then they always do. They always come back to the dog track. So yeah, it's building an oscillation right between the 236 and the 29732 here. And the longer it goes sideways, the bigger the recovery move is going to be. So I don't know. Maybe it won't even do 382. Maybe it'll blow through 50% and head for the bottom of this blue zone again. But then that much oscillation high will bring it this much lower again. Man, I don't know. No, maybe it just does the flavor of 2025. We got 618, 382. Let's look for that. Let's look for 618. Oops, don't move that. 618, 382. So that would take. I just don't know when it's going to happen. Maybe it'll happen today. I mean, not all of the whole move today, but maybe I don't know when it's going to break out of this funk right here. Actually, the market makers know it'll break out of the funk when the last people have sold enough of those calls that they bought back here, and then nobody's trading it, and then that's when the market makers will start running back up again to get you buying new calls again. So 114% higher to this wave 1, 258% higher to the wave 3, and then from where price is right now, well, from the 764 to the 2236 is 138% higher. But if you just bought it and never sold it until the wave 5 top, that's almost 500% higher, 494. So it's just, I see Rumble Belly says he's thinking about going from HIMS, HIMZ. This is HIMZ, not HIMS. This is the 2X ETF of HIMS. Let's see, versus Galaxy, GLXY. I could just do a cat thing and do like HIMS divided by Galaxy. I'll do that after I let Matt have a turn at this. It's 8:59 already. Galaxy, I see this as a weekly chart. I think it really wants to go. Where did I get the rest of this price history from? Did it have a split or something? Anyway, this chart says it wants to go to 48.89. It was 186% higher last time I looked at this. Now it's 77% higher to get to 48.89 or maybe 48.22 on the side. So Matt, how about go back to you and I'll do a little chart dividing.
Yeah. Let's take a look here. Riot, I see that. I'll just do a few more here because we're running out of time. But here's Riot, and we can see it's approaching pre-market the 886, and that 886 is at 1425. So this is a huge resistance zone. We can already see right here every single week in the past, it can never close a weekly candle above it. So that means, I mean, we're going to be cautious there. We're going to be cautious because it's not guaranteed to break out of that 886. And it could even go back down to the 1290s and retest that as a support before it's ready to continue that journey higher. So range bound, right? That's what it is. Closer to resistance than it is support. Cautious at resistance until there's proof it wants to break out. And bullish at support if it were to get back down there. I do have a little bit more. Let's see, Baba. Alibaba. We can see Baba is breaking above some levels too. It even had a very nice weekly candle close back above the conversion and the baseline. So that's perfect for a potential support now around 116 to 114, that zone. And now we can see it has the next potential resistance at 136.10 above. And it could just keep gravitating higher. So we had a wonderful breakout back test already once of the cloud, and then just a couple weeks ago of the 50-week moving average. So after that, price went higher, right? Price went higher. It bounced perfectly there, and now price can go free and clear up to the 120s and 130s. So that's going to be the next target. And yeah, I think Apple, yeah, this might be my last one because I'm kind of more and more busy now, so I'll let you finish up after this, Tracker. Let's see that the cloud is coming, right? It's gonna maybe open a weekly candle back inside the cloud, and it's bullish, right? I've been saying this in my Patreon for the last couple of weeks that it's been holding support well despite the negative news on it. It's not going lower, right? It did a massive breakout, back tested the baseline a couple weeks in a row. 209.61 it held. It's going to open a new candle inside the cloud here. This is kind of like what Tesla's looking like, right? Getting back inside the cloud and going higher. And the next level is the 1.414 fib, 214.77. Once it breaks above that, then it's going to have a clear path back to the 220s up here at the 50-week moving average. But yeah, nothing wrong with the chart, right? It was scary down here for a time, but once it did this bullish engulfing, that was basically confirmation in itself that it's ready to continue the journey higher. All right, Tracker, let's take us out here. Go ahead.
All right. So for this question about HIMS versus Galaxy, you can see that Galaxy's been outperforming lately, but it's probably going to snap back the other way. So, I mean, you could do this. You could just go ahead and sell HIMS to buy Galaxy while it's running up, and then quickly switch back the moment you see HIMS do anything bullish, like to break out of the range that it's been stuck in. That's one way you could play it. So yeah, HIMS should eventually go back to outperforming Galaxy, but you can see it's kind of been an even proposition between the two of them. They've been leaping back and forth over this 50% halfway point. Okay, let's see. Oh, actually, that's not really exactly true because at 100%, really HIMS has been outperforming Galaxy up to this point. This is just how much more, like HIMS is outperforming Galaxy by like 2.6 to 1 up here, but now it's just back to merely less than Galaxy outperforming HIMS right now. Yeah, HIMS should be fantastic eventually. Let's see. I was going to do, I just want to see if ACHR did something different that I didn't see. Oh, it ran back up again. 16-hour chart. It's in wave 3, right? So don't trade anymore. Hopefully you've got it from down here. My cost basis last time was about 977, and then it should just keep on going about another 55% to $20.40, and then I gotta scroll up. I don't mean to look like I'm skipping anybody, but I think I want everybody to see this LEU chart. Centrist Energy. Yeah, I did this chart already. 16-hour good. Oh, look, it even went past the 298 that I was predicting. You know what? Let me go to weekly time scale here. So it might be too hot. Maybe it's blown past this 298 and it's going to come back down again. Either it goes to 305 at the 382 and then pulls back to 189, or it comes right back to under 298 now, and still pulls back to 236. Anyway, on the shorter scale chart, it wants to go to 399.54. I mean, it pretty much has to go there. to retrace from back here when it was last at this level. So I guess it's going to try to get to the 382 just like it was here. It's going to have to go through the 50% and then reject the first time before it breaks through it the second time and test the 786 up here at 627. And then, if you just hold it long enough, it's probably going to do all this other stuff too. Gosh, it's outperforming. the share prices look like they're outperforming Tesla at this point. But yeah, so 66% higher just to get that 50% level. And if you hold it through all the BS, one day it'll be 360% higher. All right, that's it. That's all we have time for. Thank you guys so much. It's merely Monday. Tuesday, I'll remind you that Tesla's going to jump up and then jump back down again, and then but then if it's low going into earnings, buy that low, buy that dip before earnings. If it's high, if it's like really high going to earnings, then expect it to like dip after earnings. It always is they like to do a dramatic flip to that earnings call. All right, Matt, thank you so much for indulging me. And guys, we will see you again tomorrow. And I think we might try to do a triumvirate show tomorrow night.
Yeah, we'll let you guys know. Thank you so much. And thanks, Kat, for joining and telling everybody to give a thumbs up. So,
oh, hi, Kat.
Yeah.
I didn't scroll up high enough. Hello, Kat. Kat. Oh man, one day he'll be doing the morning show with it. One day we'll I don't know. It'd be fun to do all three of us do just a day-long show every day with the markets open.
That'll be the dream.
That's my dream. It'll be so much fun. All right. See you tomorrow morning.
Yes.
Good luck out there, everybody. It looks pretty bullish going to the open. So be careful.
Yeah, seriously. All right, guys. Take care.
Bye, Matt.
Bye.